Today, I want to teach you my meditation method that really works if you work it. Meditation is not a goal, it's a practice. And every time you do it, you are practicing it. It gets better with time. And there is no end to that. Meditation will lower your cortisol levels, lower your stress levels, improve your cognitive function, and improve your mood. It is a cornerstone of spirituality and manifestation. I'll let you research the benefits for yourself. Now, there are 5 components to my meditation method. They are in no particular order, but you will be doing them all at once. So let's get started. Okay, so the first step is something you're all familiar with. We've all done it. You're all familiar with daydreaming. You know how when the teacher's voice drones on and on, or you're in a meeting and it's just so boring and you just start gazing off into the distance and your vision softens and you start feeling so relaxed and you almost go into a trance state. So what we've done is we've reversed engineered that. And the logic is as follows. If you look up slightly, not too far, but you just look up slightly and you look into the distance, and then you soften your gaze and you allow your vision to expand, and then you just slightly defocus your eyes and you sit like that for a few moments, you'll notice that you'll start feeling very relaxed and you'll almost go into a trance. And you'll go into a light trance and you'll just feel very relaxed. It's almost impossible to hold a negative emotion while you're in this state. So the first part of this meditation process is the learning state. You look up, you soften your eyes, you expand your focus, you soften your gaze and blur it slightly, and you just pay more attention on the peripheral than you're paying on the center part of your vision. And you allow yourself to slip into that daydream mode. Now, you don't have to keep your eyes open all of the time. You can close your eyes if they start feeling heavy. But the goal is just to allow yourself to get into that light, daydream, delicious, warm feeling. Okay, the second part of the meditation is called the Bagha. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but whenever you're talking to yourself in your head, your tongue actually moves. There are micro movements in your tongue when you talk to yourself in your head. That's because language, the language center of your brain, is wired to your tongue. You can't talk without using your tongue. So when you use language in your head, your tongue actually moves. So what you do is you take your tongue, you press it against the roof of your mouth, the tip of your tongue, against the roof of your mouth. There's a little bump behind your teeth. And you act as if you're trying to hold a drop of oil in place behind your teeth. Okay, and you just gently tense up your tongue to hold that drop of oil in place. And you'll notice something quite amazing. The internal chatter, the voices, quieten down quite a bit. They might not go away completely, but they quieten down quite a bit. So what I want you to do is put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, hold it there, and then try and think something. Try and have a conversation with yourself. And notice that it's a little bit difficult to do. So what the Bagha will help you to do, it'll help you to quieten down that inner chatter. So that's the second part of the meditation. So the first part is the learning state, and the second part is you do the Bagha. And you just quieten down the voices in your head. Don't worry about the monkey mind while you meditate. That's what we call it, the monkey mind, because it's all the time. Don't worry about it. It happens to us all. One of the things you can do if you've got an active mind is just watch your mind. Don't try and stop thinking. Don't try and control it. Just do the Bagha and just observe the thoughts as they flitter around in your mind, and don't take them too seriously. This is natural. Okay, then what we do is we do something that's called the Hemisphere Balancer. It looks like this. So what you're doing, you're putting one hand on top of the other and you're holding your thumbs together. And what I want you to do is I want you to focus on applying equal pressure. So one thumb is not pushing harder than the other, and just focus on doing that. Why we do this is you might have heard that when it comes to your brain hemispheres, that the right-hand side of your brain controls the left-hand side of your body, and the left-hand side of your brain controls the right-hand side of your body. So what this hemisphere balancer does is by focusing on applying equal pressure with each thumb, you're activating both hemispheres of the brain, in effect balancing it out. Now, when you are engaging in sort of critical and judging thinking, you're using the left-hand side of your brain because that's where the logic center is, that's where language happens. So in order to form judgments and criticisms and things of that nature, you have to be using the left-hand side of your brain, and the right-hand side is pretty quiet. When you meditate and do creative things that aren't necessarily linked so much to language, then you're using the right-hand side of your brain. So what the Hemisphere Balancer will do is it will bring each side of your brain up to an equal level. And so it quietens down the voices of judgment and the critical thinking. It quietens all those things down. And it brings up the creative side of your brain, the more, can we say, compassionate, spiritual side of your brain. So try it now. Just place one hand on top of the other, put your thumbs together, focus on applying equal pressure, and then just notice what happens in the brain. Notice if you are judging or you're critical, or you might find that you're just not doing it. Right, so just to recap, we do the learning state, we go into that daydream space, we do the Bagha, or we put our tongue behind the teeth, the front teeth at the top of the mouth, and we do the Hemisphere Balancer. Okay, the next thing we do is called the Chinese breath. Now, you've probably heard about breath work and what it can do in the body and what it can do in the mind as well. If you don't, here's just a quick intro to breath work. With breath work, you're able to control your physiology. You're able to access that parasympathetic part of your neural system, which will enable you to relax and just release your stress and just sink into yourself. Breathwork is an amazing tool, and I really encourage you to do some research into breathwork and what it can do for you. But for the purposes of this meditation, what we're going to do is a process called the Chinese breather. The reason I call it the Chinese breather is because there's a myth, I don't know if it's true or not, but there's a myth that says that this was so secret that anybody who was caught teaching it was executed. It was reserved for the emperor and the people around him. Like I said, I don't know if that's true. So what you do is you breathe into the count of 4 and then out slowly, continuing to 12. So you'd breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, hold it for just a moment, and then out 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You might not be able to get to 12 the first time or the first few times. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that you make the out breath slower than the in-breath, at least twice as long. That's why we do 4 and then on to 12. So you breathe in for 4, hold it for a second, and then out slowly, continuing to 12. If you can't get to 12, that's fine. And you just focus on the counting. Focus on the counting. So in, 2, 3, 4, out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay? So in, 2, 3, 4, hold. Then out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you just keep doing this over and over and over. So you do the learning state, the Bagha, the Hemisphere Balancer, and then the Chinese breather. And then the final step to this process is what I call the Buddha smile. I don't know if you're familiar with that, if someone saying to you, hey, just put a pencil in your mouth like that, and then try and feel bad. The truth of the matter is that forces you to smile. And when you are smiling, it's quite difficult to feel anything bad. Because when you feel good, you smile. So if you smile, you feel good. These things tend to work forwards and backwards. You can reverse engineer them. So, you force yourself to smile. That's why people say, hey, smile, smile, smile. Because the smile will make you feel better. All right. So what the Buddha smile is, it's about smiling without smiling. I don't know if you've seen statues of Buddha where he looks almost slightly amused. So what you're doing is you're smiling without smiling. So it looks something like this. It's just a relaxed, amused look on your face. So you are smiling without activating all of the big muscles in your face. You're just sort of lifting the corners of your mouth. Okay. And then what you'll notice is that while you're doing that, you'll feel a little lighter and a little better. Okay, so you're going to do the learning state, look up, relax, go into that daydream space. You're going to do the Bagha, you're going to do the Hemisphere Balancer, you're going to start the Chinese breathing, and you're going to do the Buddha smile. And you're going to do all of these all at once. Set your timer for 2 minutes and just practice this for 2 minutes a day. That's all. Just 2 minutes a day. And keep on doing it until you just get used to doing the process, and you can do it all at once, and just do it for 2 minutes, breathing, smiling, and just allowing yourself to relax. You can set your intention before you do this that you're now going to meditate and relax. And then later on, maybe in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, you can expand that to 3 minutes, and then 4 minutes, and up until half an hour. I don't want you to start doing it for half an hour unless you already can meditate for half an hour. Because if you try for half an hour and you've never meditated before, you're going to get bored, you're going to get frustrated, you're going to get uncomfortable, and you're going to probably stop meditating. If you do it for 2 minutes, it's easy. It's something that your brain says, okay, I can do this, and you'll get something out of it. Because remember, you're practicing meditation. So just try it for 2 minutes, nothing more. Don't overdo it. You can use music if you want. You can use binaural beats. The ideal is to learn to meditate without using these aids. But there's nothing wrong with using the aids if you want to. Find a beautiful piece of music that helps you relax. Use it. What you can do is, if you are already meditating, you can use this process to help you achieve a deeper meditative state. So I want you to give this a try. Just for 2 minutes, and let me know how it goes. Drop me a comment below and tell me how you found this meditative process. Maybe there's something you do that works even better that you can add to it. Let us know, and we can develop this into something better. I know this works for me, but hey, maybe there's a mind hack or a trick that you do that helps you get into even deeper states of meditation quicker. Let me know. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again really, really soon.